We've got less than 3 weeks to go until NXT Stand Deliver, which means that NXT Stand Deliver is just around the corner, and the NXT Stand Deliver card is starting to take shape. They put the pieces together. They're trying to form this puzzle for the NXT Stand Deliver card to stand and deliver. Hence the title, Stand and Deliver. I said Stand Deliver so many goddamn times, it's lost all meaning. But before we get to NXT Stand Deliver, we gotta talk about this show, so let's get to it, shall we? I'm Charles Rectum with my review WWE NXT, but yes, after NXT Roadblock, end of the line last week, that wasn't all that great in all honesty. There were a lot of messy moments, a few decent moments. This show still had some messy moments, but had honestly one of my favorite things that I have seen on NXT programming in many, many months. Still some bad comedy, still some bad, scripted verbiage and everything, and still a few things that really were goddamn messy, but one particular thing, even with the faults of it, was so goddamn hilarious. I loved it. And I'll get to that in a bit. So, we get clips from Roadblock, end of the line, and then Gargano comes out to do a promo. The fans love him. And he talks about how, well, he's back to finish his story. All this talk about finishing stories, he's back to finish his, because Grayson Waller took him out 15 months ago, and he went to Raw after coming back because he wanted to take his time. He wanted to wait. He wanted to see what Waller would do with the opportunity that he got after taking out Johnny Gargano. And what did he do? He blew championship opportunities, all that stuff, and now he's back to beat him. And NXT is my home, and you don't mess with a man's home, which cues Vic Joseph immediately to suddenly be on Instagram Live and notice that Grayson Waller is near Gargano's home, and he says, "Hey, wait, that's your house." "What? This is my house. I need to go somewhere." "This is my house." No, Soraya, get the fuck out of here and go to the other promotion that allows your slinky neck ass to get paid way more than you ever deserved. Nevertheless, Gargano suddenly leaves, and apparently he lives literally a stone's throw away from the Performance Center, or everything in Florida, in that part of Florida, is just really, really close together. I don't goddamn know. Anyway, he leaves. And then here's Wes Lee. He has his luggage, and Axiom Verge says, "I want a title shot against you, so I'm not letting you out of my sight." "Hey, you want to go get something to eat?" "Yeah, I could eat." Technically, anybody could. We're not up to the best start so far. And I like Wes Lee, and Axiom Verge can work. But anyway, Mackenzie tries to get a word with Gargano, and then tells the cameraman, "Yeah, follow him. Follow him, stalk him, yes, disturb this whole thing. Don't call the police because a man is stalking the wife and child of another professional wrestler. No, go follow him. Don't alert the police." The police should have been alerted for the following match, though. Gallus, one of the Coffee brothers, I believe Joe Coffey, or I don't care which Coffee it is. It's Wolfgang Peterson also, against Pretty Deadly Glory for the NXT tag titles. By the way, almost 20 minutes into the show, we get to the first match, and what a match it wasn't. I don't care about either of these teams. The NXT tag division has fallen into a goddamn bottomless pit. At this point, it's a mess. It's a goddamn mess. There are people like these teams, and that's fine. I don't. A little bit later, Pretty Deadly Glory tried to use the tag team championships. One, the blonde one, whoever the fuck he is, tries to do that, but the referee sees him. But then the brunette gets one member of Gallus from behind, and then Gallus ends up winning a little bit later. About 15 minutes of cable television was wasted on this. And then, speaking of wasted television, even though I like one of the participants, Fallon, Henley, and Briggs. Briggs is in camo, by the way, because it's in camouflage, and he's in camouflage. He's incognito. And man, if you managed to, if we were in the woods, Fallon said, then that would mean something. They break into Kiana's office. Well, they don't break in because he just tried the door handle, because the house cleaning people, or the office cleaning staff, let us in. So the office cleaning staff could basically say, "Hey, by the way, we let your tag partner and some weird guy in camo in after hours. That office cleaning staff will be fired." They notice, hey, wait a second, Fallon has a chance to go on to Stand Deliver, she has a qualifying match for a chance to go to Stand Deliver. I thought we were tag champs. What the hell's going on? And then they find Fallon's day planner and the Operation Boyfriend thing, and then drinks and dinner with Sebastian. Sebastian thanking her for a great night and morning and everything. Apparently, she is dating Sebastian from The Little Mermaid. That means that the NXT staff has crabs. That's great. Okay, I have a question. Why was this on a wrestling program? This is really bad, and Fallon Henley is better than this. Briggs, I don't really care about Briggs, but this is stupid. This is monumentally stupid. This is the kind of stuff that you do when you're just desperate to make talent apparently want to leave. Because I don't know how anybody could have sat down and said, yeah, this is a great idea. The show does have one good thing that I like a little bit later, but goddamn. Shawn Michaels updates Roxanne's condition in 2 tweets. He tweeted one facing that way and one facing the other way. And basically that they aren't sure how Roxanne's condition is going to be addressed. They aren't sure what's going on. So they may have to crown a new champion. So it appears she will have to relinquish the championship unless they suddenly swerve bro, and have her show up on the final NXT before Stand Deliver, and they've just put her in and they make it where it's going to be a series of qualifying matches for a ladder match. That's original. Ladder matches are so goddamn overdone in both WWE and AEW, so now I just cringe, even though there are people that work really hard in these things. I'm sick of the ladder matches. I'm sick of it. I'm glad the women are getting a chance to do this, but I think I don't know how well it's going to work. And also, yeah, doing this with Roxanne, like, are they... It's obviously a storyline, but is this a way to graciously just have her go to the main roster without losing the championship? Because they may hotshot her there. She's got the potential already. They probably want it on Tiffany Stratton. She'll probably be one of the people that ends up, being one of the qualifying women. And Sol Ruca makes her entrance and we go to break. And then Dr. Warren Becker, who apparently was a doctor with the Third Reich, judging by how he sounded. That's mean, but that's how he sounded. Either that or he's being held at gunpoint or his family is being held at gunpoint just off camera. So he said this stuff in the most scripted way possible. I'm not saying anything about error message. God. Tomorrow belonged to him. Anyway, what happened to Roxanne? We need more answers. We don't know. I can't clear her anytime soon. Or maybe I can. I don't know. Don't hurt my fan. What? I didn't say that. Booker is upset. Or gassy. I can't really tell with Booker. Sol Ruca has been in the ring for about 10 minutes by this point. And Sol Ruca took on Zoe Stark in a qualifying match. And look, they have something with Sol. And Zoe can work. People have pointed out how Zoe Stark is wise beyond her years. I say, wise beyond her years? She was there when the Greeks invented wrestling, so of course she's going to be good by this point. And also, she got confused by the name Sol because it reminded her of how she used to only be able to tell time by looking at a sundial. Okay, enough age jokes about Zoe. I could go on, and I will, but nevertheless, they do have something with Sol, and there was a few neat little sequences, though the finish kind of made me laugh, because Sol Ruca hit a beautiful moonsault outside, throws Zoe in the ring, and yay, I'm going to beat her, and then gets hit with the knee to face. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's a bit surprising. Great selling of the moonsault there. So then we get Scripps upset and targeting people. Who did Reggie piss off to get this gimmick? This gimmick is terrible. Isla and St. Elbo's Fire. Okay, Alba Fire. I'll use her Christian name that apparently is Alba Fire. And they make their entrance. My goodness, what a tag team. Moving on from that, Isla and Alba, it sounds like a cop drama from the UK, taking on the K&K crew. KKK, that's not good. Katana and Caden, and Ivy and Tatum. It's a 3-way contenders match. The winning team faces Kiana and Fallon for the tag team championships. I had to remind myself that they were the tag team champions, even though I just remembered a little bit earlier that they're the tag team champions. Too many goddamn too many titles in general in WWE and New Japan. It's confusing. Stop making so many championships. Stop it. Get some help. Isla and Alba were going to be the team to win here. They tried. The effort was there. This just became a mess. This really became a mess. It went through a break. Tatum eventually turned on Ivy because she's just sick of not being paid attention to. And then Ivy gets tag teamed by Isla and Alba. I would like them to tag team me, and that is another story for another day. I don't have issues. Shut up, you have issues. But yeah, Ivy gets tag teamed, gets pinned, and I guess we're getting Ivy and Tatum in a qualifying match at some point, or I don't know what we're doing here. They split because Isla and Alba got in her head, or they realized this Diamond Mine thing is not really working, even though there's some talent involved. And anyway, then Steiner is talking to Tony D and Stax, who reference maybe taking Carmelo out, but then Steiner's like, no, we don't need to do that. And then Stax and Tony D are going to go after the tag titles. Okay. Dragunov comes out to cheers, does a weird conducting thing, and talks about it will never be over, JD McTuna. It will never be over, but it needs to be. I need to destroy you. And then McTuna shows up. Then Frank forgot to turn off the smoke machine again. Damn it, Frank, you still have one job. How do you have this job, Frank? You're lousy at turning off the smoke machine. Medium-time viewers will understand that. If you were a first-time viewer, you will not get it. So anyway, we are two sides of the same coin, says McTuna. I think he said that. His accent is so good. It's pretty bad I can understand Dragunov better than McTuna. Or maybe that's just because I zone out whenever McTuna talks. Dragunov says that he's going to kill him and put words on his tombstone. He practically said that. Okay. And then they brawl some. Then they brawl backstage. Pretty Deadly Glory are going to host Stand and Deliver. They are doing everything possible to make sure that I don't have any interest in this show. I hate Pretty Deadly Glory. Honest to God, hate them. I mean, I don't hate them as people. I hate them as characters. Wes is then, walking, to the ring. And then McTuna and Dragunov are still battling. And then Wes says to McTuna, oh, man, you better stop. He's going to beat your ass. And then he pops him. And then he gets involved in this. And this keeps going. And then it just kept going and going and going. I don't know what parody Rhea was doing for Mania. I have no idea. I have no idea what the hell that was. She had some weird thing on her head and was crushing a soda can. What the hell is it? Answers in the comments, please. So, Tyler and Thea are apparently doing more calming stuff. This is weird. Chase and Dookie Nukie Hudson are talking about wins and losses mattering, so Road Dogg is pissed off. Chase University is where I finally found my place in life, and how Chase University has helped you, Duke. You didn't care when this stuff happened, but now you care. You didn't care when you lost a poker game or got your head shaved, but now you feel like you have a porpoise. And then suddenly a weird porpoise came out just out of a tank. It would have been the most interesting thing on the show to this point besides Isla and Alba. And there we go. Ava Rain shows up, or Ava auf Wiedersehen. I feel like melting away, like Hitler did at the end of Wolfenstein 3. Every time, episode 3, or whatever the hell that game was, every goddamn time that the schism shows up. That's probably a bit much, but let's move on. So, Grayson is still at Gargano's house, live streaming this whole thing. Has nobody thought to call the police? And then Midcard guys battle to face Wes Lee. Well, Midcard guys, and also whoever Quincy Elliott is. Whoever they are. Why is Quincy Elliott still employed? Why are they still employed? They're not any goddamn good. I didn't even know they were still actually active in the company. So anyway, Axiom Verge shows up, but then Scripps takes him out. And then suddenly McTuna attacks. And then McTuna and Dragunov keep going at it. And then Wesley says, I'm going to dive on everybody. We didn't get an open challenge. We should have gotten an open challenge instead of whatever the hell this was. Okay. Dragon Lee then cuts a promo saying he's happy to be there. God, I hope they utilize him right. They have a real talent here. More Dabba-Kato and Apollo stuff. The match is next. JC Jane is in a sling, apparently separated her shoulder. I don't know if it's kayfabe or for real. If it's for real, I hope she's back very soon. So I like JC Jane a lot. And also I think she has a very bright future. Then Apollo took on Dabba-Kato in a match that had no business being on TV. Dabba-Kato, man, is about what, like 7'2", legit 7 feet. I don't know. I don't care. He's legit tall and he's legit klutzy, and he beat Apollo. This match shouldn't have been on TV. You should have put this on Level Up. I mean, I'm sorry. No offense against Apollo. Apollo has been with the company for about 8 years by this point. 8 goddamn years. NXT Anonymous, Anonymous, Okay, they were filming Wesley, and he was talking to Sean, and basically, Wesley wanted 10 people, to face 10 people. I guess run a gauntlet, run a train on him. He's not. Nope. She's an AEW with a slinky neck. Pick 4, Sean says. It'll be a fatal 5-way. Okay, is Sean going to pick the 4? Is Wes going to pick the 4? I mean, I think they made that clear, but honestly, I was kind of zoning out at this point. Kiana is with Briggs. It's a bad romance, and Lady Gaga had nothing to do with it. Gigi Dolan took on Kiana James and beat her pretty quickly. Kiana has something, and who's Sebastian Chance? That was actually the best part of this match. No disrespect to the women involved, but the weird pump, twist, drop thing that Gigi does and got the victory. And then Isla and Alba attack Kiana. Could they tag team me next? I already said that. So then Gargano arrives at home. This segment needed more edits. Needed more edits and more stage lights that were obviously in the yard, that weren't color corrected correctly because things kept dropping out. I don't think they thought this through very well. But Waller's battling with him, and they're battling in the yard and everything, and a pocket stand, and he just gets hit in the face and everything, and Waller and Gargano, I mean, they were trying to put this feud in the bin, literally, because they were battling with a garbage bin. The funniest thing is, the bin was actually taller than Gargano. Waller hit Gargano, just beating him up eventually, hit him with a low blow, and beating him up while Candace is holding the kid. He's beating up Gargano in front of his wife and his child. This is now a Grayson Waller fan channel. I love it. I have been critical of Grayson Waller as far as his insufferable douchebaggery, if that's even a word, but he's insufferably good in the ring. In fact, it's almost infuriating how good he actually is in the ring, how much of a natural athlete he is, and how gifted he is. Fuck it. He beat the shit out of Gargano, and he made that kid cry. I love him for it. I love him for it. That kid didn't do anything to deserve that, but fuck it. Whatever. Or yes, he is mother's goddamn bland-ass cooking and everything. He's going to be shown the way to San Jose. La, 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 la. I don't know what I'm on about. Yeah, Waller beat the shit out of him and said, this is your husband, beating him up and everything, stomped him, broke a rake over him. Candace had all the enthusiasm of a comatose patient. Bringing back Candace LeRae might have actually been one of the worst signings that Triple H, did. I mean, she's adequate in the ring, maybe even decent in the ring, and has all the acting ability of a coma patient. This actually was frightening. So anyway, still, I love this. I love this, even though it was the continuity of the editing was absolutely ridiculous. Grayson Waller beat up Johnny Gargano and maybe knocked some personality into him. That's a little bit hard to do. And made the kid cry. Good, you little shit. I don't know what the hell that kid did to deserve that. Let's move on from this. So yeah, more stuff with Fallon, Henley, Kiana, Briggs, and Jensen, and more bad comedy, romance shit and everything, and just fuck already. All 4 of you. Just do that. I don't want to see that, but I have a feeling that's where this is going to go. We're going to get a strange bedfellows match, like at Vengeance 2003, it was Jamie Noble, Nydia, Tori, and Billy Gunn. That was something that actually happened in WWE. Almost 20 years ago. I was 22 years old when that pay-per-view happened. Anyway, Steiner and Carmelo did, a little bit of scripted verbiage, and then Pretty Deadly Glory interrupt to host this contract signing. They go back and forth. Steiner carrying the championship for a year. Carmelo saying, you've taken it to heights, but I made the North American Championship the A Championship, and I'm going to take this to the biggest heights. I am him. Steiner firing back with some stuff. And then we're like, oh, they're just going to leave. And then Pretty Deadly Glory encourage them to fight. And then they're like, okay, we rip off our shirts and then put them through the tables. So yeah, at least Pretty Deadly Glory ended up, getting destroyed. That was nice. That was probably not the first time they've had wood all over their back, but I digress. It's funny that the Gallus boys ended up on top, and by the end, Pretty Deadly Glory were the bottoms. And that is as good of a joke as any to end the show on. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.